Right, so the teams will come together. For the USA, it's going to be Dory Johnson up the front, Erin Schmoyer in the middle, and Rachel Gaylor out the back. For the USA, that's Jodie Tiver up the front. I think it's Jess Jolly in the middle, and Sandra Weston out the back. Ball goes down inside the back sticks, and Rachel Gaylor's horse slips. So Rachel, not having the best of weeks on muddy fields. She slipped on day one against the UK. They did go on to win that match though, so maybe it's a good omen. She looks unhurt, the pony looks unhurt. And Rachel will quickly remount and get back on. So umpire will line them up again, I think. No one had possession at the time of the fall. So neutral lineup called. And umpire just waiting for them to get straight at the front of the line out. Ball goes in, it's out there. Oh, it's snapped up by Rachel Gaylor straight off the back of the lineup. She takes a bit of wood off Sandra Weston, but she holds on to it. Rachel Gaylor gets a little pony moving through the traffic, heading down towards the 30-yard line where Dory Johnson will wait. Jodie Tivers there, lays in the wood, dislodges the ball, and the ball is loose and rolling towards the 30-yard line. Rachel Gaylor just gets a stick in, knocks into the 30-yard area, but it will roll out over the crowd side of the field. And Sandra Weston will take the free throw to herself. Sandra Weston just checks up. Now she looks for Jodie Tiver at the 30-yard line. Sandra Weston just checked up, comes out herself, bounces, pulls it back in. Lets her little horse run upfield. Got Jodie Tiver running out in front. Sandra Weston with the ball in the middle of the traffic now. The USA catch up with her big swings going in. Sandra Weston holds onto it for a heap of timber, but umpire's whistle goes. And the ball will go to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver, flip the ball out to herself, pulls it back in. Now she'll look to put goal number one on the board. Oh, spins alls around a lovely 360, but Rachel Gaylor matches her spin for spin. Jodie Tiver goes back out of the corner, puts down the power, turns across the face of goal, takes some wood off Rachel Gaylor. Great defense by Rachel Gaylor, but now Jodie Tiver might have lost her on the turn, and does lose her on the turn, and just lines up the shots and through to through. Good defense by the USA number 3, but in the end, Jodie Tiver just putting in a big spin and losing it. So Australia go 1-0 up. Ball's in the racket of Rachel Gaylor at the back of the lineup, and here comes the Australian defence. They line up and they hit her, and they keep hitting her until the ball comes out. But umpire's whistle's gone. And they say sandwiching. Australian players, one either side of Rachel Gaylor, both making contact, making a Rachel Gaylor sandwich. And the free throw will go to the USA. Dory Johnson will take the free throw. She throws it up to the non-stick side, pulls it back in. Now the Australian defence are after her, but Rachel will take away Jodie Tiver. Dory Johnson going down towards the 30-yard line through the traffic and gets over the 30-yard line, doesn't get a nice bounce. And still loose in the 30-yard area. And Sandra Weston will sweep on it and pick it up for Australia. Sandra Weston checks up, goes for a little bit of a run, bounces over 30-yard line, puts down the power, heads upfield, taking Rachel Gaylor to this sideline, trying to protect her number one as she goes. Sandra Weston pops a little pass through to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver though got Rachel, steps in behind Rachel Gaylor, but Rachel gets back and covers it up. Jodie Tiver. Oh, now she steps around the side, lines up the shot and shoots it through. Australia go 2-0 to the good. Dory Johnson's little horse decides it doesn't want to go back. Ball goes in, and it's loose on the floor. It's snapped up by Sandra Weston. Sandra Weston takes a bit of attention, but goes down towards the 30-yard line and pops a little pass, goes to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver lines up the post, shoots it through. So Australia go 3-0 up. Australia building themselves a little bit of a lead in this first chucker, but plenty of time left in this match for the USA. Ball goes in, it's loose on the floor, and it's Rachel Gaylor grabs it, she couldn't get it. It's still loose on the floor, Sandra Weston spots it. Sandra Weston picks it up, but it goes high off the stick, up in the air. And it's Jess Jolly snaps it up. Ball that little horse, I think it's Paso she's on. Jess Jolly just spins her pony around, lets her little Palomino run downfield, but then the USA defence catch up with her and turn her back. Sandra Weston comes in to try and take away the USA defence. But there's still Erin Schmoyer for Jess Jolly to contend with. She turns back again, looking for a way around now. There might be a little bit of space to move into. USA coming to have a big swing, but the ball goes across, but it was always headed to Rachel Gaylor's racket, really. Rachel Gaylor covering up Jodie Tiver and intercepting the pass. Erin Schmoyer now got the ball back in midfield. Now it's Jess Jolly's turn to hunt her, but Erin Schmoyer checks in behind. Lets her horse run downfield, heading towards the 30-yard line. At the 30-yard line, there's Dory Johnson, but Erin Schmoyer thinks about the pass early, but then throws a little one into the area. It's loose on the floor. Sandra Weston goes over the top of it. And ball is loose on the floor, and umpire's going to call time off for the lost saddle pad. So saddle pad lost off Rachel Gaylor's horse, I think, yep. And they'll quickly just put that on. So Rachel Gaylor, saddle pad back on. And we'll get underway again. Sandra Weston is going to get the 30-yard clearing throw for the lost piece of tack. She pops a little pass out to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver takes her attention on Rachel Gaylor, but now puts down the power. Lets the big horse run down towards the 30-yard line. Coming down towards the 30-yard line, chucks it up to the non-stick side. Pulls it back in on the second attempt. Magnificent take by Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver drives from the front, with Rachel Gaylor's there now to stop her. But Jodie Tiver loses on return, lines on the post, shoots it through. Great play by the Australian number one. She didn't get a kind bounce, it bounced high and hung above her head. She leaned back in the saddle and pulled it in. They come together again. Ball goes in, it's high off the sticks as Jess Jolly snaps it up. And that's time at the end of the first. Australia lead 4-0. Got 5 more chuckers to go. Right, they come together. The men, Robert Sibley, Cameron Shepherd and Will Weston for Australia, and it's Cameron Shepherd who grabs out in the middle of the line out. Cameron Shepherd lets a big grey horse run downfield. We'll look for his number one, Robert Sibley, at the 30-yard line. He takes a bit of wood off Robbie Shuttles, but now he lines up a post there and shoots a big one up over the top. Goal judges say it's good. So Australia go 5-0 up. For the USA, you've got Seth Alcott at number 1, Ryan Strider at number 2, and Robbie Shuttles out the back at number 3. They come together again, ball's knocked down on the Australian side. Will Weston sees it. Will Weston grabs it with a nice little backhand pickup. Takes a bit of pressure from the Australians, but umpire's whistle goes. And the game they're going to do for the ride-off by the Americans, I'm not sure if it was a sandwich or just the angle of a hit. Alan Malloy was signalling, but either way, considered a dangerous ride, and therefore they'll march him upfield to the 30-yard line, where Robert Sibley will get the free throw for Australia. Robert Sibley flicks it up to the non-stick side. Bounces, doesn't bounce kindly for him, but he regathers it, stick side, spins his little horse round, lines up a post, and shoots it through. Australia obviously very psyched up for this one, determined to show they are still a very, very good polocrosse nation, which no one really ever doubted. And Cameron Shepherd, their captain's grabbed it down in the middle again. Pops it across to Will Weston. Will Weston, I think he's mounted up on Casera again. Pops it across to Robert Sibley. Will Weston Robert Sibley, sorry, goes for a little bit of a ride across the area. He's got Robbie Shuttles on Foxy between him and the post. Robert Sibley comes in, checks one way, checks the other. Robbie Shuttles stays in front of him well, but Robert Sibley just throws it up over top. And not much Robbie Shuttles could do about that one. 7-0, the Australians go up. They'll line up again. Umpire Alan Malloy will throw it in, and Robbie Shuttles has grabbed it down at the back. Great work by Robbie Shuttles. Grabbed it as he spun out the line out. Goes downfield, looks at Seth Alcott at the 30-yard line, pops a little pass across to Alcott. He can't hold it in though, it's loose in the air. And it's Will Weston. Lovely steal by Seth Alcott under the front feet of Will Weston's little pony. Now Seth Alcott looks to find a way around Will Weston in the number 3 shirt. That's no easy task. Will Weston. But Seth Alcott drives in the corner, tight angle shot. Lovely shot by the USA number 1. He wasn't far off that back line, but he just drove in towards the goals and threw it through, and USA get number 1 on the board. Now if they can get something rolling from here, they can come back into this. 7-1 the score. Ball goes in, it's down on the floor, Sticks reach for it, Robbie Shuttles has it, I think no he doesn't, he's lost it again. Seth Alcott pops up with it, Seth Alcott, but Will Weston's hunting him, he flicks it away to Ryan Strider. Ryan Strider flicks a big bomb up over top, Seth Alcott regathers on the edge of a D, didn't have time to throw it. Seth Alcott being marked up by Will Weston, goes for a little bit of a ride. Checks up in the corner. Looks for a way pass, drives round the front, lines up the post, shoots it through. USA grab number 2. USA beginning to fire. Seth Alcott beginning to fire. They come together again. Ball goes in, it's down on the floor, and it's going to be an Australian stick. It's the old Australian stick of Robert Sibley. Rob Sibley twists and turns his way out of trouble. Checks up, looks for his players to mark up, spins away. Oh, big swings coming in from Ryan Strider. But Robert Sibley evades that, flicks it up to the non-stick side. Lovely regather. Robert Sibley with the ball, drives round on a tight little circle, lines up a post and shoots it good. Another goal for Australia, 8-2 the score. Great play by the Australian number 1. They come together again. These Australian men had a tough time against South Africa the other day. They barely saw the ball. But today against the USA, they're seeing a lot of it. Cameron Shepherd on to Will Weston. Will Weston on to Rob Sibley. Rob Sibley onwards to the goal. Makes it 9-2. Line out not straight. Umpire not happy, but now he is. Comes out the back. Will Weston turns. Will Weston drives. Will Weston gets a ball. Checks up. Ryan Strider hunts him, but he can't get him at the moment. Will Weston chasing back downfield. Big swing coming in from Ryan Strider. Will Weston just moves the stick round his head. Will Weston going down towards the 30-yard line. There's Robert Sibley. Robert Sibley takes a little pass and Will Weston spins a little horse round, lines up the post, goes through and passes it nicely and Tyler Young between the sticks. Another goal on the ball for Australia. 10-2. And that makes the score 10-2 at the end of the second. We'll see how the ladies come back out. So they'll come together. On umpire David Young, ball goes in, it's knocked off the sticks of a free, it's loose out the back. Alison Maffey on straight onto the field and straight onto the ball. Alison Maffey down towards the 30-yard line, pops it across to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver bangs it through the post. Carrying on when they left off in the first. 11-2 they make it. The Australian ladies. So they go to the crowd side of the field. Umpire Alan Malloy flicks it in. Oh, Alison Maffey just pulls it down off the back of the line-out. Alison Maffey on Porsche, steps through the pack. Looks for Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver riding Colleen. Jodie Tiver just spins Colleen round, lines up a post, but Rachel Gaylor's right there between her and the sticks. Jodie Tiver just goes for a little bit of a ride round. Goes for a nice little paddle through the mud. Looks for a way through, steps one way, steps the other. Drives round the curve, throws it out the side. Lovely little goal by Jodie Tiver. Just rolls it ever so gently out the side. And lands it at the goal judge's feet. So 12-2 it becomes. Australia beginning to run away with this one a bit in the third. USA are going to need to respond now. Ball goes in, down on the floor, and it's snapped up by Sandra Weston. Sandra Weston heads downfield towards the 30-yard line. Jodie Tiver running alongside, a little pass goes across. Jodie Tiver takes it, Jodie Tiver shoots it through. 13-2. Australia showing exactly why they were double world champions in 2003 and 2007. So they come together again. Umpire Alan Malloy says get straight. Ball goes in down the middle of a tunnel and it's snapped up by Sandra Weston. Sandra Weston again with a ball in the gold number 2 shirt, going down towards the 30-yard line. Jodie Tiver spins round. Looks at his little pass across the 30-yard line. Sandra Weston just checked up middle of midfield, riding across the 30-yard line. Pops a little pass across to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver now with the ball in the 30-yard area. Looks away past Rachel Gaylor. Jodie Tiver spins round her and lines up a shot. Lovely little goal by Jodie Tiver. Lovely move out of Colleen. just to leave Rachel Gaylor for dead on the head of a D. And they'll come together again, 14-2. Ball goes in, Sandra Weston again. Takes the ball down, takes some wood for her trouble, but holds on to it. Sandra Weston, as the rain starts to tumble. Looks for Jodie Tiver at the 30-yard line. Little pass goes across to Jodie, but she can't hold it. It's back out in the midfield. Heather Shuttle reaches it. She can't mop it up. Rachel Gaylor mops it up for the USA. Rachel Gaylor in a whole heap of wood and trouble, but holds on to it, and umpire's whistle goes. As he steps over 30-yard the sideline. As a soft, refreshing rain sweeps across the pitch. If you think this is bad, you should have been here yesterday. So, free throw will go to Australia from the sideline. Jodie Tiver lobs it back in towards Alison Maffey. Alison Maffey with the ball in midfield. She'll look to pass it back to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver going well marked up by Rachel Gaylor, but the pass goes across anyway. Jodie Tiver just checked up now in the corner. Spins Colleen round, lines up the sticks. And shoots it, but Wynn takes it straight away. Jodie Tiver, that ball moved in the air and bent around that left-hand post. And it goes wide, so USA get a chance to come back. 14 plays 2. So Jodie Tiver forgetting to allow for wind, and therefore the ball goes to the USA from the 30-yard line. It's loose on the floor. Heather Shuttle's reach for it, she can't put it in. Still loose. Jodie Tiver has a dig at it. Sandra Weston eventually digs it up for Australia. Sandra Weston to the 30-yard line, pops it across to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver again spins Colleen round. Again, Rachel Gaylor stays with her. She's having a good game at number 3, the USA girl, but Jodie Tiver rolls another little one out the side, and again it goes wide. And umpire's whistle, I think umpire's going to give a free goal. We'll see what they say. I'm sure they'll come across in tape. So goal is given. I'm not sure if there was a down hit on Jodie Tiver's stick as she went to shoot it, or whether it was a late swing to the arm or something, but anyway, free goal, or the goal is awarded. Ball goes in, it goes high off the sticks, and umpire's whistle goes. So 15-2 the score in favour of Australia. Ball goes in, it's high off the sticks. Rachel Gaylor with the ball out the back for the USA. Getting chased by Sandra Weston. Sandra Weston trying to work her way around to that stick side and have a swing at her. Get Jodie Tiver coming in as well. Jodie Tiver determined to get the ball back. Rachel Gaylor being chased. Jodie Tiver, big wood laid in. Ball goes loose, goes over the sideline. Jodie Tiver showing she's just as dangerous in defence as attack. Jodie Tiver cleaning the ball out of Rachel Gaylor's stick over the sideline, and Australia will get the free throw. It'll be taken by their number 3, Alison Maffey. Alison Maffey takes it to herself in her 30-yard area, checks, pulls her up. Looks her way past Dory Johnson, comes towards the 30-yard line, checks back, comes back the other way, bounces, doesn't get a kind bounce, nearly regathers it, but Heather Shuttles is there to steal it. Aboard Nala. Dory Johnson snapped it up now. Dory Johnson doesn't get a kind bounce, and umpire's whistle goes. And umpire's whistle goes just before the hooter. And we decided in the end it is going to be an Australian free throw. Seth Alcott, I think, thought he was going to get away with that one for a minute. He had the ball in his stick. He was optimistic he was about to get a free throw, but it was a USA carryover at the end of the last, and Australia will get the free throw. And it'll be taken by their new number 3, Lance Anderson. Lance Anderson flicks it out of a non-stick side, pulls it back in, checks up. Now he'll let Penga run. Going downfield, Cameron Shepherd running out in front. Big wood coming in by Seth Alcott. He ambushed Lance Anderson in midfield. Unfortunately, the result was that the ball rolled through to Cameron Shepherd. With good defensive work by Seth Alcott. Cameron Shepherd regains the ball, drives around the side of Robbie Shuttles and shoots it through. Makes it 16-2. Ball goes in, it's down at the back and it's snapped up by Lance Anderson. Lance Anderson for Australia. Again, this time Robbie Shuttles comes in and ambushes him. Lance Anderson been dispossessed twice, but Will Weston's there to win it back for Australia. Will Weston flicks it back to Lance. This time it's Ryan Murphy's time to have a go at him. Flips it across to Cameron Shepherd. Can't hold on to it, and it goes out over the sideline. It'll be USA free throw. So, Robbie Shuttles will get the free throw from the sideline. Bald Foxy checks up, going sideways at the moment, and he's dispossessed by Cameron Shepherd, but he regains it. USA number 3, Robbie Shuttles. Comes towards the 30-yard line, pops it out towards Seth Alcott. Seth Alcott takes a bit of attention from Cameron Shepherd. Let's that little Valhalla run in midfield. Oh, Will Weston's there to pop it back in. Keep it in field, and Will Weston loses the throw. Seth Alcott swoops on it, runs downfield. Bounces up the 30-yard line, pulls it back in, lines up the sticks and shoots it through. Good play by Seth Alcott. Makes it 16-3. So a lot of turnover ball before a goal was scored. But in the end, the goal does come, and it's a goal to the USA and makes it 16-3 to Australia. So they come together again, ball goes in, it's out the back. Robbie Shuttles will turn faster. Robbie Shuttles pulls it in on the non-stick side. Seth Alcott running in front. Robbie Shuttles making his way downfield. At the 30-yard line they come together. Little pass goes to Seth Alcott. Seth Alcott just checks up. Lance Anderson hard on him, laying in the wood, but Seth Alcott spins away, lines up the sticks and shoots it through. 16 plays 4, the USA fighting back. So they line up, umpire Alan Molloy throws in the ball, it comes off the sticks up the front, goes down Australia's side. I think the umpire's blown it up for a non-straight throw. So they'll line it all up again. They come together, and the ball is loose on the floor. Still loose, and Seth Alcott goes for it. Seth Alcott grabs it, takes a little bit of attention from Cameron Shepherd. Floats a little pass towards Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy couldn't hold it on the first, holds it on the second. Ryan Murphy, the left-handed player in the number 2 shirt for the USA, making his way downfield. Will Weston gives him a bit of a flyby, but Ryan Murphy holds on to it. Pops it across to Seth Alcott at the 30-yard line. Seth Alcott. Now got to find a way around Lance Anderson in his number 3 shirt. Drives in, but Lance Anderson just stays between him and the post. Seth Alcott just moving around in the 30-yard area. Checks up, looks to step in behind. Throws a big one under the neck. Sticks go up, it's good. 16 plays 5. USA fighting back, clawing back this lead. Goal by goal. Ball in, straight into the stick of Cameron Shepherd in front of the line out. He floats it away to Lance Anderson. Lance Anderson moving downfield. Weston just taking out players in back play. Down towards the 30-yard line they go. Pops a little pass across to Cameron Shepherd. Cameron Shepherd will get hard ridden by Robbie Shuttles. Cameron Shepherd just checks up in the corner. Looks for a way past Robbie Shuttles in that USA number 3 shirt. Goes for a little bit of a ride. Cameron Shepherd just checks up, steps in, shows it under the necks. Good goal by Cameron Shepherd. First one for the Australian men for a little while. 17 plays 5. Umpire telling him to get straight. Ball goes in, snapped by Seth Alcott at the front. Seth Alcott, the USA number 1. He's shown this week that he can really handle himself in world-class polocrosse. He's had a very good week. Seth Alcott going downfield to the 30-yard line, bounces, pulls it back in, lines up the stick, shoots it through. Another great little goal by Seth Alcott. Pulls it back to 17-6. Ball goes in again, Seth grabs it at the front. Seth getting some attention from the Australian defence. Floats it away towards Ryan Murphy, but umpire's whistle's gone. I think they're saying down hit. Or circular swinging, I'm not sure which. But either way, it's a foul. And it's a foul in favour of the USA, and that's time at the end of the chukker. The ladies will get the chance of an end of the next one, start of the next one. So, 17-6 the score remains, but USA will start with the free throw. Two chunkers left to try and pull this back. 17-6 to score. It's doable. It's a hard task, but it is doable. But we get the free throw to start this one. And Rachel Gaylor, their new number 1, will take it from 30-yard line. She comes in, she pops it up to the non-stick side, pulls it back in. She's got Alison Maffey hard on her, marking her up. Rachel Gaylor just looks to step round the side, but Alison Maffey's there, lays in a little bit of wood. Rachel Gaylor spins, lines up the stick, shoots it through. 17 plays 7. USA grab one at the start of the 5th. Could everyone please stay behind the safety line? That includes the USA horse coordinator and the USA players, including Ryan Murphy. Stay behind the safety line. Ball goes in, it's loose on the floor. Picked up by the new number one for Australia, Jess Jolly. Jess Jolly going downfield, making her way through the traffic. Down towards the 30-yard line, bounces. Pulls it back in. Oh, Dole couldn't pull it back in, and now it's loose in the floor. And Jess Jolly and Erin Schmoyer will race for it. Jess Jolly wins the race. Jess Jolly just goes for a little bit of a ride round in the area, spins the horse round, but Erin Schmoyer's right there in solid defence between her and the post. Jess Jolly spins back the other way. This time she finds some space and shoots it through. 18 plays 7. Goes in, snapped down in the middle by Sandra Weston. She takes some attention on the way through the line out. And I think umpire's whistle's gone. We'll see what he says. He says, hit to the head, goal to Australia. 19-7, hit to the head on Sandra Weston as she rode through the line out, resulting in a free goal. So Sandra Weston gets one on the board. And ball goes in, it's loose on the floor, it's snapped up by Sandra Weston again. The USA defence will chase her down to the 30-yard line, but Jess Jolly's riding down in front. Little pass goes across to Jess Jolly. Jess Jolly lines up the sticks, shoots it through. Australia get number 20 on the board. 20 plays 7. Ball goes in, snapped down by Dory Johnson in the middle of the USA, but she immediately gets wood laid on and ball comes loose. But it's dug back up by Erin Schmoyer in the number 3 shirt. Erin Schmoyer will look to drive around the Australian defence, but they're closing in on her. Jess Jolly lays in the wood, the ball comes loose. It's loose on the floor, Jess Jolly pounces on it, goes down towards the 30-yard line, bounces high, she pulls it back in, and just rolls it through the posts. Ball comes in, and it's down in the middle. They'll get their heads down and they'll dig. And for a minute it looked like the USA had grabbed it, but now Australia have grabbed it again. And it's with their number 1, Jess Jolly. She'll go downfield, she'll be chased by the USA defence. She just goes over towards the far side of the field, but comes back across. Bounces over 30-yard line, pulls it back in. Now she'll look to work around with Erin Schmoyer, that number 3 shirt for the USA. Jess Jolly rides in towards the post, checks in behind, lines up the sticks and throws it through. 22 plays 7. Ball goes in, it's snapped down in front by Jess Jolly. She's having a good chucker. They put her up to number 1, and you're going to see why. Jess Jolly bounces over 30-yard line, lines it up and shoots it through. 23 plays 7. Line up on umpire Alan Malloy. Down on the floor. It's won by the USA this time. It's with Dory Johnson in the number 2 shirt. She gets moving through the traffic, but then Jess Jolly's there again to put more wood on and dislodge a ball. And Jess Jolly wins it back. This chucker is mainly all about Jess Jolly as she steps round the front of the USA defence, bounces, pulls it back in, lines up the sticks and shoots it through. 24 plays 7. Umpire David Young drives them back. Ball goes in, it's snapped down by Dory Johnson again. Dory Johnson on the attack for the USA. Lets her little horse run downfield, but the Australian defence is catching up with her. Sandra Weston has a swing, can't dislodge the ball. Dory Johnson going towards the 30-yard line, but Rachel Gale at the moment being hard marked up by Alison Maffey. Looks to make a little move, but Alison Maffey is right there. Ball gets rolled in straight to the stick of Alison Maffey. Alison Maffey bounces back out in midfield. Jess Jolly runs downfield in front of her. Alison Maffey coming across, looking for a little pass. Rachel Gale catches up with her, lays in the middle of the wood, but Alison Maffey just holds onto the ball. She'll look to flick this little pass across the 30-yard line. Dory Johnson joins the defence. Oh, Rachel Gale catches up with her. Oh, Rachel Gale, great defence in the last couple of seconds. Knocked the ball out of Alison Maffey's stick and then reclaimed it. But time defeated her. 24 plays 7 at the end of the 5th. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last time you see the ladies. Right, so through to Australia, they had possession at the time of the fall. It doesn't matter if it was their own player that fell. The ball stays with the team who had possession. It goes to Robert Sibley, back to Lance Anderson, back to Robert Sibley. Lovely passing play by the Australian men. And Robert Sibley will just spin round in the corner, line up with the post and shoot it through. That's truly beautiful polocrosse. Will Weston to Robert Sibley to Lance Anderson back to Robert Sibley to the goal. Passing it all around the park to line that one up. Ball goes in, it's down on the floor, and it's Lance Anderson that pulls it up. This time he decides to throw the long ball. Long ball out in front of Robert Sibley. Robert Sibley will drag it over 30-yard line. Oh, tries to pick it up. Can't pull it in, it's loose on the floor. Robert Sibley will get back to it first, just in front of the nose of Robbie Shuttles, and then flip one up over top and score it. 26 plays 7, Australian men. Carrying on with the ladies left off. Ball goes in. Ball goes knocked down in the middle in front of Will Weston. Will Weston will swoop on it for Australia. He'll get the big holes moving through the pack. Going down towards the 30-yard line. Pops a little pass across to Robert Sibley. Robert Sibley, open goal in front of him. He won't miss that. Just slots it through the post. 27 plays 7. Australia give themselves a 20-goal cushion here in the last. Ball goes in. Umpire's whistle goes straight away. David Young says, Australia ball, no, USA ball. USA ball, Australia not straight in the line out. And Seth Alcott will get a chance to grab one back for the USA. He'll take the free throw himself. Flicks it out in front of himself. To the non-stick side, doesn't get a kind bounce, he'll drive around the curve and pull it back in. Now Seth Alcott just checked up in midfield. Floats a little pass away to Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy will move downfield. Ball the big horse Scarlett. Ryan Murphy just moving through the traffic. He's got the Australian defence coming in now. Robert Sibley, sweet hit from Robert Sibley. Took the ball straight out of the stick. Robbie Shuttles just manages to keep it in play on the far side. He'll drive back for him, pick it up. Flick a little pass across to Seth Alcott. Seth Alcott with the ball in the 30-yard area. USA pulling it back. They lost it, they re-won it. So Seth Alcott with the ball in the 30-yard area. Lance Anderson lays in a couple of swings, but Seth Alcott avoids him. Flicks a big high one out the side, through it goes. So USA grab one back, 27 plays 8. Good play by the USA, they had it, they lost it, they re-won it, and Seth Alcott finished it all off with a nice little goal out the side. Ball goes in, this time Will Weston drags it down in the middle. Will Weston heads downfield, Robert Sibley running out in front. Floats a little pass across to Robert Sibley. Lance Anderson's done a good job on Robbie Shuttles in back play. Robbie Shuttles being taken out of the picture by Lance Anderson, leaving Robbie Sibley a free shot at goal. Good work by the Australian number 3, making life easy for his number 1. Ball goes in, snapped down in front by Seth Alcott. Seth Alcott will float it away to Robbie Shuttles, but Robbie Shuttles couldn't hold it. Will Weston can. Will Weston pulls it back in for Australia. Nice little offside pickup. Going downfield towards the 30-yard line. Robert Sibley running out in front. Little pass goes across to Sibley. Sibley just shoots it through the post. Umpire David Young telling them to wait. Will Weston is last to join the line-out. Ball goes in. It's out the back. The Freeze will turn and race for it. And Robbie Shuttles takes care of Lance Anderson. No one can touch it at the moment. It's loose on the floor. Seth Alcott will spin first. He'll come back to it, but he couldn't hold it. Ryan Murphy will go for it. The left-hander couldn't hold it. Umpire's whistle goes. We'll see what umpire Alan Malloy says. Right, I think umpire Alan Malloy saying both teams were guilty of line infringements, crossing the line of the ball, and therefore it'll be a neutral line-up. And it's Lance Anderson who's fastest out the back of that line-out. He spins and picks it up, goes down the 30-yard line, nice little pass across to Sibley. Sibley, overhand goal! The overarm from Robert Sibley. Australian throw an overarm. This is a World Cup of miracles. We knew they could do it. He learnt that when we were playing Graham McClarty the other day, I think. They come together. Ball comes in, it's out the back. Lance Anderson reaches for it. Lance Anderson gathers it on the second attempt. Robert Sibley's jumped off his horse. So Lance Anderson will have to ride around for a bit. Robert Sibley's back on. I think he lost his stick. I don't think he decided they could just play without him for a bit after that overarm. Unless the coach yanked him off the horse to tell him off for it. Right, Robert Sibley with the ball. Tries a little horse in, lines him up, and the more traditional underarm shot this time. Makes it 31-8. Ball goes in. Will Weston snaps it up, but that's time. Australia run-out winners 31-8, but put your hands together. The USA can be incredibly proud of what they've achieved in this World Cup. They've climbed to 4th in the world. They beat the hosts, the UK, on the opening day in the pouring rain. They battled hard against South Africa. They beat Ireland on golden goal. The current world champions, who will soon lose their crown later this afternoon, Australia proved too much for them. But USA can be immensely proud. Australia showed today just how dangerous they still are. They'll be incredibly disappointed they're not going to be in the final later.